Hello and welcome to Mechanicum's podcast. This week's topic is going to be Apex Legends, my very first Battle Royale, or at least one that I played for a longer amount of time. My opinion on the genre of Battle Royale. So, the very first time I've heard about Battle Royale was when the trailer of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds dropped. I remember when I saw it the first time, I was quite confused about the concept. I didn't know what to think of it and was quite indifferent about it because it was not something that I thought would ever concern me in any way. So I didn't pay much attention to it. It came out on Windows on March 2017. 2018 was the year Battle Royales really took off. And by then I started to notice them even more, especially in the popular gaming discourse around YouTube, and all the outlets that talk about gaming were very much talking about Fortnite and PUBG. At first more PUBG, but then in time PUBG's major competitor Fortnite Battle Royale started with an update of the original Fortnite before it became a Battle Royale, and it became a worldwide hit. For many people it became the trendy game to play, and for others, like kind of for myself, it also became the trendy game to hate. Not really hate, but as I said before, I didn't really pay much attention to it, and I was pretty indifferent, never played it, never have played it, and I probably never will play it because it's mostly a game for children, and mostly children play it. Well, except for streamers, they make so much money off of it, and it became very popular on Twitch. One of the most successful streamers that came out of Fortnite was Richard Tyler Blevins, also known as Ninja. He became so influential that he even started working for Mixer, an outlet similar to YouTube, where he was the main attraction and reason why people went to the site over YouTube. I don't know if it's still running or if it has any real success, but as far as I know, Ninja was the main attraction of the site. Still, even with all of that buzz, I was not very convinced, and after I've seen a video about the practices of Fortnite and the Battle Royale genre, especially Fortnite though, because it introduced what is called the Battle Pass, and it was basically a scheme to get people addicted to the game and pay for a battle pass that will slowly unlock skins and other goodies just through playing. And because of this kind of monetization, I was pretty much out of the game, especially out of battle royales, because I'm not the type that gets easily addicted to any kind of game, and even then not for a longer time. With all of that said, just recently I also became a player of a battle royale, Apex Legends. My very first Battle Royale, Apex Legends. It was just a few months ago, February in fact, that I downloaded Apex Legends after being invited to play with a friend online. During the download of the game I discovered that it was related to the Titanfall universe, a game that I recently played and liked very much. I played it during the time of December 2019. And into January 2020, when it was released for PlayStation Plus members. Because I liked the gameplay and the universe of Titanfall very much, I was more favorable towards Apex Legends and tried to play it for myself. After downloading, the trailer started for the very first time, and I got a glimpse of the newest character of Season 4, Revenant. I immediately fell in love with this character because it was a cyborg type character that was once human and had a tragic backstory because he was unwillingly transformed into one. This aspect of the story already hooked me in, and I was excited to play. Even though he was not immediately available from the start, to earn him, he became the second character that I unlocked while playing the game, and even the avatar for my YouTube profile. After the trailer ended, I tried to figure out how the menu works, and shortly thereafter I started to play my very first round on World's Edge, and this is the story of how I began playing Apex Legends. What hooked me into Apex Legends? One of the major reasons I got very attached to the game was the very innovative communication system. Pinning an enemy, an item, or any other location where you would to go to, defend, explore, or attack really helps with communicating even though you don't have any headset. It was implemented so well that I even missed it in other multiplayer games, even though I don't play them very often. And I wanted to ping enemies even though I couldn't, which was very sad. For example, in Doom Eternal, when I played multiplayer, I constantly tried to ping the enemy and let my co-demon know where he is, and it never worked, and I was disappointed in the game lacking that function. So the ping system in Apex Legends was revolutionary, so revolutionary in fact that other games copied it, like the Modern Warfare Warzone edition that came a short while after Modern Warfare the remake was released. Another major factor for me was the time to kill, because I really don't like it when I killed after one shot, when it wasn't even my fault and I couldn't see the enemy. Something that happens quite often in other multiplayer shooters. So that aspect was a real improvement upon other shooters. I rarely died by just one shot, and very often it was my own mistake or the enemy player was hit quite well. Therefore I think this increased time to kill makes the game for novice shooters or people who don't have the fastest reaction time much better to play. Besides that, you can also equip yourself like any other Battle Royale and improve your chances of surviving until the end. This progression of attachments and gear for your character to evolve in the round and get stronger and faster and increase the survivability makes the game really fun to play even though you aren't killing any people. The sense of progression is something that's very important to me. That's also why I myself bought a battle pass and played it until the very end when I got the last weapon skin. But I will go more into detail on this later. Another very interesting addition is that you play actual characters and not some faceless human drone like in PUBG or Fortnite. Even though Fortnite has a cartoony style and the characters are much more expressive, they are still just drones that have no real personality because they are not characters. They are mirrors that you can customize to look like yourself or whatever you choose to look like. And PUBG is trying to be realistic with its character models, but it still looks like you are playing a mannequin. And since I'm attached to very interesting characters, Apex Legends was more appealing to me. This aspect of a hero shooter a la Overwatch really worked for me, and the additional abilities, even though they are not game-changing, make the characters very unique to play, especially compared to other shooters. And now for how the game is designed and why it hooked me in so hard. Design, events, and the future of Apex Legends. Apart from the gameplay and characters, the most important aspect of Apex Legends is the design of the progression. And it is also this aspect that drew me in the most. You might ask why it drew me in so hard? And the answer to that question is because it was designed to do so. Apex Legends is a free-to-play game, but it doesn't mean it can't be monetized. There are 3 different currencies: Apex coins, crafting metals, and legend tokens. Apex coins can be used to buy many different skins and also the champions. Sorry, not champions, legends. Those terms mean pretty much the same in the gaming discourse of anything that involves characters. The legend tokens are mostly being used for buying legends, of course, and a few selected skins. And the crafting materials are used to, well, craft stuff, obviously. And the skins you can craft from the crafting materials are pretty vast. It's a majority of the skins that have been released. I would say around at least 50%, 60 or 70 is more likely. And you get both legend tokens and crafting metals by playing the game. Legend tokens by leveling up, and crafting metals by opening loot boxes that you get every second level. Apex coins are the only currency you can buy with real world money. And they are also needed to buy the battle passes. But compared to other games that monetize so heavily with at least 5 or even more currencies in the game, I think Apex Legends has a very fair monetization model. Especially when you buy the battle pass and play it all the way through until the last level, level 110. Well, you only need to go to level 100 to get at least 1,500 Apex coins. And with those coins you can buy the next battle pass basically for free, which I think is a very fair model. It only means you have to play a lot, which you would do anyway if you like the gameplay. If not, why would you even buy a battle pass? But that is just my reasoning. Speaking of the Battle Pass, I bought the Battle Pass a few weeks after I started Apex Legends, and it was really a good way to engage players when the gameplay itself is not enough, and for me it never is really. I need some kind of progression to keep on playing. And the cosmetics you get in the Battle Pass, some of them are legendary, at least 3, when I remember correctly, for the characters and 3 for the weapons. And that is a pretty good deal if you compare it to the cost of one legendary skin, which can cost about 1,800 coins, which is almost 20 euro. Having first-hand experience with a Battle Pass, I realized how effective this method is, and understand why developers have included that more often in games these days. Starting so late in the game, I started at Season 4, was in a way very fortunate for me, because I was spared all the imperfections of the first 2 seasons, and I started the game in a more balanced state than it was at the beginning. The frequent events that occur during the game, apart from the seasons themselves, are also very interesting and keep you engaged. You have this meter where you earn points to unlock additional cosmetics that are not in the store and you cannot earn by buying the Battle Pass. This method unfortunately also employs the feeling of missing out when you don't participate in any event, which is a technique that I found very malicious, but I don't think there are many other ways, except for the gameplay of course, to keep players engaged. And because many players have such a short attention span, you will need to engage them in some more nefarious ways. Switching to the topic of ranked, I just got into it. At the beginning I was very unsure if I should even try, because I know that ranked players are mostly more dedicated than the usual casual play, so I didn't even bother to start there. But after a short time it became apparent that ranked is not so different compared to casual play. I very quickly managed to get onto silver rank, and before season 4 is over I would like to achieve gold rank, but I'm not sure if I will be able to, because at the time of this recording there are just a few days left before season 4 is over, so the chances of me climbing into gold are getting slimmer by the hour. When it comes to the future of the game, I'm looking forward to the next Battle Pass, especially since I've already earned enough Apex coins to buy it for free, basically. And I'm curious about how the storyline will develop in the future seasons. Especially now that Loba is being introduced as a major player in the lore, and her rivalry with Revenant is going to be a major driving factor in the storyline. As for myself, I don't know how long I'm going to continue playing the game. I've continued playing through all of Season 4, and I'm really looking forward to another season and the changes that will accompany it. But depending on my personal life, university, and how much workload I am going to get, I don't know if I will continue indefinitely. Season 5 is going to be interesting, and if it keeps on going, maybe I will also keep on going with Apex Legends. But when I think about my history with free-to-play games that are supposed to keep you engaged for a longer period of time, I eventually quit all of them. Warframe was the last game where I played a lot of time, but after around maybe 100 hours or so, I stopped playing. Even though I liked the style very much, the grinding kept me from continuing further. But maybe with Apex Legends that will change, only time will tell. So that's it for this episode. For the next episode I'm going to switch again to a more serious topic, and it's going to be the pandemic we are currently in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I wish you a good week. Farewell, yours truly, Mechanicum.